Hey guys, Anna Terry here. I have a new name. I'm married. Today I'm going to be showing you my go-to everyday eyeshadow look. I literally love this look. I never do anything different, which I probably should branch out a bit because this is a YouTube channel, so why not? But I literally do this look for everything. I did it for my wedding 3 weeks ago. I usually do this for sorority events, date nights, if I just want to go out and have fun, have a girls' night. I like to call this look my brown neutral smoky eye. I wouldn't say it's neutral because it kind of is a full glam look because you do have the lashes, the smoky effect, the dark colors. So I wouldn't really say it's natural, but it is something I don't usually not do. If you see me out in public, I'll probably be wearing this eyeshadow look. Although I will say one thing, I do have the Ardell DIY lash clusters on my eyes. I've had these on for about 5 days now. So I usually do fake eyelashes with this look, but during this tutorial, since I have these on, I will not be applying fake eyelashes. So if you're new here, just like I am, and you can't wait to see tons of different random content, please don't forget to subscribe below, leave a comment, let me know what kind of video you want to see next, and don't forget to like this video. So without further ado, let's get started. So the primer that I use is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. I don't know if you can see that. The glare is really bad. But this is a pore banishing and blurring face primer. It is mattifying and skin smoothing. So it's almost out. This is my all-time favorite primer. It feels so good on your face. It makes it very, very smooth and all your pores just disappear when you use this stuff. I would say a little goes a long way, but it doesn't really blend, I guess. Not blend, but it doesn't give you much coverage. You just have to really work your fingers into it, get it really warm so it glides on a lot smoother. Okay, next up is my foundation. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Matte. I love this foundation. Ever since the original Too Faced Born This Way foundation came out, I've been using this. This has been my go-to foundation. But then a couple of years later, they came out with the matte version. And I have really oily skin. And so after this version came out, this is the only thing I use now. It is amazing. This is in shade Honey. So I just get a little 1 to 2 pumps on my hand. This is the Real Techniques 001 Face Foundation Brush. I normally use a beauty blender, but I feel like with liquid foundation, it's always just been easier to apply with a brush. Sometimes with a beauty blender, I get a little splotchiness going around, or going on. I don't know why I said going around. Sometimes I go on my neckline just in case. My neck's a little lighter than my face. I've had that happen a lot. Once I get that applied, I then go back in with my Clinique. This is the Beyond Perfecting Powder Foundation and Concealer. I just like to use a powder after I use my liquid foundation just to set everything in. I'm going to use the exact same brush. This is in shade 18 Sand. So this is like a medium neutral kind of powder. I really like it because it is full coverage. So it takes care of everything that this is also full coverage, but this powder takes care of everything that I missed before on the first step. It's a very, very thick powder, but it doesn't really feel thick on your face after you get your makeup done, which is why I really like this foundation. Doesn't make your face look cakey or anything afterwards, which is what I really like. It gives it more of the smooth glow look. But this is also a mattifying foundation. Okay, once my foundation is done, I'm going to go in with concealer. This is the Tarte Tape Shape. Did I just say tape shape? Shape tape. Sometimes I have dyslexia when it comes to reading. But this is the Tarte Shape Tape in shade 29N, which is light medium. I love this. They also came out with a new one. I also used the regular one, but they came out with a new one for oily skin. But I tend just to stick with the regular because sometimes my face is oily and sometimes it likes to be dry, so I just stick with the combination. I'm going to use another Real Techniques brush. I'm not really sure what this one is called. I got it in like a set. This doesn't really have, actually doesn't have any words on it, but it's just a flat foundation brush. I like to use the flat side brushes for my concealer just because it gives me a little extra flexibility around the eyes and the nose area. Once I have have the concealer on, I go in with a Cover FX. This is a loosening setting powder. This is in shade medium. I just like to set in my concealer once I get that done, just because it is also a liquid, and so after I go back with anything liquid, I like to go back over it with just some powder just to set it in place so it doesn't move anywhere. Alright, now once I have my face set in with all the powders and the liquid foundations, it's time for the eyeshadow. For this look, I always go with my Jaclyn Hill palette. This is just the first generation, first ever Jaclyn Hill palette. This is by Morphe. I wish the shade names were under each little circle, but they only have them usually on the clear sheet that you get when you first buy the palette, so I do not know where that is right now. I probably threw it away when I first got this palette, which was years ago, but as you can tell, I'm going to take this first shade. These are like the only two shades I used during this whole palette, but it's this little brown nude shade, and I'm going to first place that all over my eyelid. Oh, and this is the Sonia Kashuk. It doesn't really, this brush doesn't have a name on it either, but this is an eyeshadow brush. It's more of the fluffy one, so you get more of the base kind of fluffy blended look. So next, with the same brush, I'm going to go in with this darker brown color. It's kind of in with the darker shades. I don't know what the name is, but I'm just going to take that same brush and then go right in the same area, but not go as high as I did with the lighter brown. Once I have that done, I'm going to go in with a darker brown. This is the one right below the one I just used, with another Sonia Kashuk brush. I'm not sure what this one's called because it also doesn't have the name on it, but it's more of a rounded, more compact brush where the bristles are a little tighter in, so you get more of a pigment when you apply. So I'm going to go with this color right on top of my lash line, so kind of more towards the base of my lashes, just to give it more of the smoky eye look. So once I have that, I'm going to go back in with the fluffier eyeshadow brush. I'm not going to dip it back into any more eyeshadow. I'm just going to go back in and blend all three of those colors together. Alright, so once I have my top eyeshadow done, I'm going to go for the bottom eyelid now. Using the exact same brown that I used for the all over color, I'm going to take this is like a smaller tapered crease brush. This is from the Morphe Eye Obsessed brush collection. I'm going to take that same color and I'm going to go right on my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take the next color. So I only use like 3 entire colors for this entire eye look, but what I do on my top, I do exactly on my bottom. So I'm going to take the next darker brown shade. I'm going to go right on top of what I just applied, but this time I'm just going to go directly more towards the waterline instead of more of towards the lashes as a whole, if that makes sense. Okay, and finally for the last dark brown, I'm going to go using that same brown, the third shade that I've been using. Dip my brush in there, and then for this step, I'm only going to go on the waterline towards my lash line on the outer corner. Alright, so my eyeshadow is complete. Now I'm going to do my mascara, but since I have the Ardell fake DIY lashes on my top, I'm not going to really add mascara on this just to make the lifetime of those last a little bit longer, but I am going to do my bottom lashes. First, I'm going to start with the Morphe primer. This is the blue primer. If you don't have a lash primer, I would definitely suggest or recommend this one, because this one, I have no idea, but blue just makes everything stand out more. This is the Big Prime Lash Primer, and as you can tell, it is a very, very bright royal blue. It's not focusing, but as you can tell. I just noticed that the corner of my mirror has been in the frame the entire time I have been shooting this video, so I apologize. I have just now moved it out of the frame, but we love that. I'm gonna go start applying this to my bottom eyelashes. Alright, so I'm just going to let that sit for about 30 seconds just to set in place and get ready for the mascara that's about to be applied. The mascara that I love to use, this is my #1 favorite mascara in the entire world. This is the Bad Gal Bank. I normally use the first one, like the original black one that they came out with, but not too long ago they just came out with a waterproof version. This bottle is so pretty. It's like a holographic purple and blue shimmer kind of bottle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over the bottom eyelashes for a few coats, and then I'm going to use another mascara afterwards. Alright, for the next mascara, I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This mascara is probably one of my second most favorites. I love it because of the consistency and also as well as the big fat brush it gives you. So this layers each little eyelash, even the tiniest of lashes. This is also a limited edition bottle. I did not purchase this at Ulta. I found this at TJ Maxx for only $9.99, and which is really great because full retail at Ulta or anywhere else you can find this mascara is $27. $27! That's insane. This was only $10, and it is, I have no complaints. Alright, now that my mascara is finished, I move on to the eyebrows. So I normally use a pomade to fill in my eyebrows, but lately here I've been kind of liking the shape and the contrast of my eyebrows, so I haven't been filling them in. I have just been plucking them like maybe twice a week sometimes. Sometimes my hair grows really fast on my eyebrows. So with that being said, I'm not going to fill in my eyebrows. I'm going to keep the contrast the way they are, but I'm just going to kind of tame them and keep them in place. This is the NYX Eyebrow Glue. The brow glue. This is my all-time favorite brow setter if you just want a clear, natural look. I need to get some more. It's kind of like turning brown, if you can tell. I'm almost out, but I'm just going to go over my eyebrows and brush them upwards and out. Alright, moving on to contour, my favorite part of the entire makeup look. I am using the Benefit Cheek Stars palette. So this comes with highlighter, blush, and bronzer. My all-time favorite bronzer that is included in this palette is the Hoola. This is my all-time favorite bronzer. I was introduced to it maybe my freshman year of high school, and I've been using it ever since. And I'm 21 now, so that's like 7 years worth. So I'm going to go in using another Real Techniques brush. This is the 002 brush. It's more of a tapered kind of bronzer brush. And I'm going to take this Hoola, dab it off a little bit because you don't need a lot of that extra powder because a little goes a long way with this product. And I'm just going to go right under my cheekbones with this. Next, I'm going to go on top of my forehead next to my hairline just to give me a little more dimension on my forehead because I already have a 5 head. Everybody hates a 5 head. I have one of the biggest foreheads in the entire world. So anything that I can do to make it smaller, just let me know. And to contour my nose, I'm going to take the same brush. I'm just going to give it a little squeeze so it gives it the perfect line. I'm going to go back into the Hoola and then go on the sides of my nose. So next up is blush. I usually use a blush brush from this kit. This is the Real Techniques brush that I just used for my bronzer, but I cannot find it. I misplaced it. So for backup, I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics brush. This is in #3, and I'm just going to dip this into the color called Sugar Bomb. This is a quattro, I know it's like triple, quattret, I don't know the number for 4, but this is 4 different colors of blush. I'm going to just go all over. I use all 3 sometimes. It just makes a very, very pretty shade. I'm going to tap that off and then go over my cheekbones. Alright, once I have my blush on, I'm moving to highlighter. I also use the highlighter in this palette. This is shade Cookie. My all-time favorite highlighter. I wish I knew about this sooner, but this is also by Benefit. I use the BH Cosmetics brush #5. This is just a small, condensed, packed brush to give you more of the fuller, vibrant highlight look, I guess. But I'm just going to dip that in there, and I go on the top of my nose. And then on the tip of my nose. I go on my Cupid's bow. And then I just go on top of my cheekbone where I applied the blush. Alright, and once I have my face highlighted, I like to go back and add a little highlight to the corners of my eyes using the same shade Cookie. This is another brush from the Eye Obsessed brush collection by Morphe. This is just similar to the one I used on the bottom eyelid, but it's just a smaller version. I'm going to take the shade Cookie and then go on the corner of my eyes. Alright, last but not least, the lipstick. This is my all-time favorite lipstick in the world. This is the Juvia's Place. These are the matte lipsticks. This is in shade 2020. It's just a very calm mauve pinkish nude color. It goes on perfect and it smells divine. It smells really good. Alright, and this is the finished makeup look. I don't usually add any setting spray just because once I spray it and then when I take pictures with the flash, you can see like little speckles on my face. So ever since then, I have not used a setting spray. I used the setting powder at the very beginning when I did my foundation, which seems to last all day. I haven't had a problem with that. So I don't use a setting spray, which is something you'll probably never find in a makeup artist, but that's just me. This makeup look tends to last me a full 14, 16 hours all day. If I do it at like 5 in the morning, it'll last me way after midnight if I'm out that late. I have no problem not using a setting spray, so if you don't need a setting spray, I wouldn't recommend it. That's just an extra $40 you're gonna add on to your makeup bag in the store. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to leave a description of all the products I use down in the comments below, as well as a link to each product in case you want to go check it out or purchase it for yourself. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the like and also subscribe because it really helps me out. And if you could, you can leave the comments for what videos you want to see up next. Also, if you go to my channel, you can go to the About tab and you can see that underneath it has fashion vlogs, shopping hauls, etc. I'm an artist, so I can do anything you want. This page doesn't really have a specific category. I am an open book. So please leave some suggestions so I can make some more videos for you guys. But thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.